Hey y'all, just figured you'd want to see how the car came out. I must say that Grand Sport at Westchester did an awesome job. So that's a new hood, or a recycled hood, but freshly painted. You can see they didn't paint the bumper cover. It actually, looking in the camera, the color difference is much more apparent than it is in person, but I'm gonna get the front bumper repainted too. But they did a nice job. Did a nice job finishing it, and for some reason they gave me a new headlight. I don't know, there's nothing wrong with the other one, but it looks freaking cool with a new headlight, so now I gotta buy another new headlight because that looks like crap, and I'm not gonna sand and polish. That just takes too much. So the front damage was new hood, I guess a new headlight, and a new windshield, and they blended into the fenders. So all of this is fresh and looks great. And then the really impressive part, there's the roof. From what I understand, they just pulled it. They didn't have to cut any metal or do anything. But if you look at the reflection, I mean, they did a good job. I really can't even tell anything happened. So that was fixed, painted the whole roof, I believe painted down the side, painted the trunk, and new glass in the back. So, looks pretty good. And then they detailed the car for me. Oh yeah, and they also gave me a brand new headliner, which I was not expecting. I guess it was folded too bad in the back. It's gonna be kind of hard to see, but it's brand new, fresh. And that actually solved another problem, is that dome light didn't work, and now it does. And my rear view mirror didn't work, and now it does. So, they cleaned it. They cleaned the inside of the car as best they could. I mean, the car is kind of a wreck, but took all the junk that was on the floor and put it in the trunk for me. And I got a there's a couple big soft dents in this thing. You can see I got a quote for all the dents on the car. They were all pullable with paintless dent repair, and I got a quote for $350. And at the time I was thinking that was kind of steep, but now that I see how nice the car came out, I might actually do that. They cleaned the wheels. I mean, those wheels have never been that clean. They got all the little rust lines out. The only problem I had was this. And the steering wheel was doing this a little bit when I took it in. It was starting to, like, you know, peel a little bit, but when I got in the car, this was just, I mean, it's just peeled wide open, and there's materials like falling apart here. So I mentioned it, not to complain really, but just to be like, hey, you know, I didn't bring it in here like this, so what's up? And they're gonna get me another steering wheel. So again, I can't really complain. Can't complain at all. So that's that. And then just a little quick fun story on this. And there's gonna probably be a video coming up. I decided that I might try to wrap this car. I can't afford paint right now. And yeah, I could probably spend a couple hundred more than I would for wrap material and get paint and spray it myself. But that's a little bit beyond what I'm willing to do right now. And I was gonna wrap it in flat black, matte black. And then I got to thinking, I was like, well, I might as well spray it in flat black. So I was like, I might as well not wrap. But I ordered a bunch of samples of different colors of wrap. So if you look down here, this is actually a gloss dark blue metallic from Avery, and then this is a white silver metallic from 3M. And I gotta say, even though that's a little more blue, can't even tell really in this picture because of the light, but you can see a little bit there. It's a little bit more blue, but it's still dark, and it's got a nice shine in the sun. And honestly, look at that orange peel in there. The texture of the gloss laminate, you can see the reflection. I mean, it's not bad. Anything's better than this. So I've been just sticking random pieces on the car. That's a different blue. You know, here's some matte black, and really what I was doing was testing to see how much of this would come through, and you can see on there, you can see everything underneath the wrap. So my testing was twofold. It was one, to see how much you could see through it, and two, to see how well it would stick to things like the bumper cover where there's no paint, to where the clear coat came off. Here I tried my hand at doing the inlay for the letters, and besides that little bubble there, which I know I did wrong, it actually came out pretty nice. Another spot I tried that I know is going to be difficult is this vent. And considering that this is the first time I've tried it, the corner's lifted a little, but I know what I did wrong, and I didn't use any primer on this, none of that 3M 94 stuff, so I'm sure if I put some of that in there, it wouldn't have lifted. And the corners, I didn't leave myself enough material to pull on it, so they got kind of bungee. But I was able to wrap this with one piece. My cousin gave me some scrap, so I had some big pieces. So what do you think about that? Let me know. I might try to wrap this whole thing. And the nice thing is I've got an extra bumper cover for the front, an extra perfectly good with clear coat on it bumper cover for the back, all the ground effects. I've got spare vents, I've got a whole spare hood, I've got spare mirrors, I've got a spare fuel door. So I could literally pull those pieces to the house, put them in my basement, wrap them. Then when I'm ready to do the car, and I have spare headlight covers too, when I'm ready to do the car, which at that point would be the fenders, the doors, and the quarters, and the roof, I can pull these pieces off, wrap that, and then put the car back together. Which leaves me with incredibly low downtime compared to painting this, even spraying it flat black. So I do have some prep to do. I have to make sure that I don't have any of this going on, which I'm just going to feather it, knock that stuff off, feather it with 320 or something. I actually did that over here. I also had to get the blue sticker off the bottom, which I did today with a power washer. It came right off. It's kind of cool. I sanded this area. I feathered it. And you can just barely see the ridge, just barely. So I think if I get my my dual action sander and just you know, any of this stuff that's rough, just knock it down as best I can, I think we can wrap this sucker. I think we can do it. And I'm looking at probably about $400 worth of materials versus $1,000 in paint for me to do it and probably screw it up, or you know, thousands of dollars for someone else to paint it. Got a little crazy with the power washer. That was probably not smart. I think that took the paint off too. Oh, anyways, so that's what I've been up to. And car, like I said, it's nice to have the Subaru back, which means the Jeep's gonna get sold soon, I hope. So let me know what you think. Let me know what you think of the car. Let me know what you think of the wrap idea. Maybe that'll happen this fall. We'll see. Thanks for watching.